Hey guys, this is Chris from Clueless Gaming. Today we're going to talk about biofuel. Hey, a lot of different topics we need to cover today in our episode about biofuels. So we're going to go over and gloss over those real quick. First, some of the things we're going to talk about are the biogas engine, its fuels, and the recipe to make it. The squeezer, it's what it takes to run it, what it uses for to make the seed oil. And how to make the squeezer, the fermenter, what it takes to use, how to use it, some of the best configurations for it, what it takes to actually ferment into biomass, the still, how this all works, a biogenerator which helps convert biofuels into EU. And of course, compost recipe, which is part of the fermenter. We're also going to talk about combustion, a little bit about a combustion engine. We're not going to go into it too much, but it's something that you can use for your fuels. So starting off, we're going to talk about this little critter, the biogas engine. Biogas engine is a very good engine. It can use seed oil, and it will produce at 3 megajoules per, Minecraft joules per tick, or you can use biomass and produce that at 5 Minecraft joules per tick. This will help you run everything that you want to do. It's fairly simple. All that you need to do is take 3 bronze, lay it across a piece of glass, a piston, and 2 bronze gears to make it. It's like your standard engine recipe. Now you get to get the fuel to make the fuels for this. You have to use either a squeezer or a fermenter. Fermenter makes biomass. A squeezer makes seed oil. Seed oil is made from using seeds, either regular seeds, melon seeds, or pumpkin seeds. Now this will run for a while and it'll go through. As you can see, it's going pretty quick. It's going to use up most of my energy here, and I'm going to take out probably half of everything here so it doesn't run quite as long. And you hook this up with a pump, and you can pump seed oil back into your one engine that needs it, and that should fill it up from that. How do we go ahead and make a squeezer, you're wondering? It's not that hard. Squeezer is a sturdy casing with 2 pieces of glass above it and then 6 tin ingots. Now this does not need redstone power to start. It just needs your Minecraft joules, which we have set up back here, and it goes in here. And as you can see, the little bar back here fills up, and the squeezer fills up from there. If you're not pumping it, as it says, it's empty right now. As soon as it starts, excuse me, as soon as it starts filling up, is it still pumping it? Must, because it's not a full pump. All right, once it gets done, it'll fill up here, and this internal tank will fill up. It's rocking and rolling right now. All right, so that's the squeeze. That's the squeezer. Squeezer is a good way to start when you have just a wheat farm running. Your next thing that you got is a fermenter. A fermenter takes any type of plant life and turns it into biomass, which can be used in these or can be used in a still. Now, to make a fermenter, you need to take a sturdy casing, put 4 glass around it, and then 4 bronze gears around it as well. So you're going to take 1 sturdy casing, 4 pieces of glass, and 4 bronze gears to make it. And your fermenter is very similar in operation to this squeezer, except you're going to fill it up with various products. What we have here is all different types of products that can be used to make it in order of kind of importance. Your wheat is your bottom of importance. It takes 10 wheat to make 1 unit of biomass. Mushrooms, I believe it's 2. Cactus is 2. Compressed plants are 3, and plant balls are 2. Compressed plants come from plant balls, so I don't see why you'd use that if you'd had. And also sugars. I don't remember, the sugar I think produces 4, if I recall. It's either 2 or 4. I have to look that back up. Now your jungle saplings, which I have down here, and your oak, spruce, birch, all your saplings, they produce it in a manner of 8. Now it's 80% for 1 biomass, so it would take 2, and it'd make a little over 1.5 biomass. And just by putting them in here, you can see it takes water. You've load the water on this side or pump it in. You can do it by either by container or by pump. I have it going in by pump. and it ferments by using compost and the oak sapling, and the fermenter uses the energy and creates biomass. Now this biomass can be pumped out, like I have it right now, into a still, or it can be pumped out, which it's also doing, pumped back into a biogas engine. So right now this one's doing double duty and it's pumping out both sides. As you're going along, you can withdraw it. You can put empty cans or buckets in here, and it will, as you take them out, it will unload, of course. Okay, so I also have this pumping to two different places, like I said, with a redstone engine. I know you know how to make redstone engines. I'm not going to get into that. And the next step that this goes into is called a still. Now, making of a still, again, is very simple. You take a sturdy casing and you put it around, 4 pieces of glass around it, and redstone around that, as you see. Very similar to the last recipe, except it's redstone instead of a gear. Now, the still takes energy, takes biomass, and creates biofuel. It is a slower process than most everything else in this, so this is kind of your bottleneck. So you're going to want to get this running as early as you can. Right now I don't have tons of energy because I'm running the squeezer. Once the squeezer finishes, however, more energy is devoted to the still, and it operates slightly faster. You can again remove this by buckets or pump it out. I have it pumping out right now. As you can see, it's pumping into an iron tank. Now I used wooden facades to hide all this, so most of the piping, so you couldn't see it. And I do have a pump back here pumping water in as well. Now, what you can do with this is you can bucket this. First of all, you can bucket this into a combustion engine. Now, a combustion engine... Oop, damn it. Let me get another lever. A combustion engine requires... you have to watch its heat. A combustion engine will blow up for you. Now, I don't have any water in here. Oh, I could put water can. I think I could do it. Oh, I can't do it that way. Now, I could run a line over here and pump water into it, or I could fill it up with a bucket of water. Matter of fact, let's get a bucket of water. Bucker. Right, Chris can't spell today. Yeah, that'll help keep it cooler. But this is creating energy. And that bucket, that biomass, should create somewhere around 50,000 joules, and you'll start to see it here shortly. But the important thing is you can see that it is operating, and it's still just pumping right along. The other thing you can do with this, besides bucket it in there, is you can turn your pump on and have it go into a biogenerator. Now, this means I filled this up. Crud. Right, now this biogenerator will use these biofuels, and it will create energy and fill up your MFEs and your bat boxes, which I have all of these filled. Let me get another bat box over here. And some more copper cable. Alright, I'm going to put a couple more of these over here so we can drain out some of this fluid, this fuel. Pardon me for a second. Alright. As you can see, it has a little small storage capacity inside of it. Now, what we can do is, now I got these bat boxes making, I can go ahead and show you how to make this. Biogener recipe is similar to everything else. It takes a sturdy casing in the center, glasses above, a piece of glass above and below, and gold ingots down the side. What this does is creates this, which allows you to convert biofuels into EU. Now, anything that requires EU will be able to benefit from this. Just turn on your pump, and you can see where there comes the biofuels. And you can see this that's declining will soon start rising or holding steady, one of the two. Alright, it's loading up. It's still declining. Alright, we'll get back to this as soon as these fill up. It starts coming back up. Alright, now all those boxes have filled up. We've got a little bit of room, and as you can see, the Minecraft joules have started to go up because we're producing energy. And that's how you do it. This can give you plenty. As you can see, I got plenty of boxes lined up. I could do some really crazy stuff with this. Would have plenty of fuel, plenty of energy circuits to go ahead and do a large bank of lower voltage stuff. This is pretty good. You set it up, it goes in the tank, it'll keep filling up that tank until it runs out of text message, sorry guys. Until it runs out of space in here, or it runs out of energy here. Still steadily pumping. Fermenter still steadily fermenting. Squeezer's off. Biogas engine here is running well. Now basically this is a pretty good thing. Now I said something about compost. Compost is used by the fermenter. You can use in the fermenter. You can use compost or fertilizer. I would recommend using compost. Now this is a simple recipe. You can autocraft this. Set it up on an autocraft table and make it a whole shitload of it at one time. That way you have plenty of it on hand. What it does is each piece of dirt is basically mulched or composted with some wheat, and it slowly breaks down when you're fermenting your saplings or whatever else you're fermenting, and it helps break down everything and make it into biomass. It does not work at a 1-for-1. I do not know what the rate it works at. I didn't quite see, but it does last a while in there. The first one, you'll see it disappear. The first one goes, and then after that it takes a long time before the second one disappears. This will help you keep everything going. I want to say that compost is much more lasts longer than fertilizer does. If you wanted to just go get tons of fertilizer with appetite and figure it out, that can do it. But my recommendation is just go ahead and autocraft some compost and go ahead and use that up to go ahead inside there. All right, now what I've basically done here is showed you the beginnings of how to produce really simple energy that you can produce. It's self-sustainable. You're not relying on geothermal, which will eventually run out unless you get a bucket system. And speaking of geothermal, my buddy Divine Shadow is going to be doing a little thing about how to set up I don't even know what to call it, but he's going to show you how to use lava from the nether to create energy through a thermal generator in the main space. Yeah, so he's going to show you how to do that. All I know is it involves magma crucibles, liquid, what do you call them? Basically the thing that fills up buckets for you, and then it transports it through a special ender chest. So it's going to be a really interesting build he's going to do, and I'm sure it's going to happen in the next couple of days. And I might spend some time there, I might not. Depends on what he does. But we're also planning on doing a farms tutorial, and especially if you're going to use this setup, with all the stuff. You squeeze the seeds. You also have the wheat that you can use, or the saplings that you can use, which you can get from a logger and arboretum, or the wheat that you can get from just a regular farm. You might want to watch that video as well if you don't know much about farms. But we have to get together and make that one. Hopefully we'll be able to do that sometime this evening. Maybe get it up for Wednesday for your viewing, or something like that. But all in all, I think this is pretty much self-explanatory. It's easy once you actually get your hands on it and start working with it. It's a little intimidating at first because there's a lot of new recipes and a lot of things that you might not have used. But as you can see, it's very simple, and it creates a lot of energy for very little resources. It mostly takes time and a little bit of knowledge. Now, like I was saying before, if you don't have these engines to start with, you can always throw a combustion engine over here, or a Stirling engine to get you started. If you're going to do Stirling engines, I'd recommend a few of them though, so you have some power. But once you get started, your power will be rolling steadily through here, and you'll be creating a self-sustaining form of energy. And I think that if with a little bit of thought process and a little bit of planning and maybe some diamond piping, you could have a nice farm system and everything, a nice system that would create energy on the fly, and hopefully be able to self-sustain itself. I think if you combine this with some peat engines and maybe a peat farm to run your farms on the outside, and this here, you could get so much energy you wouldn't know what to do. Or at least have enough energy for day-to-day stuff. Your bigger tools might drain this system, but this is definitely a good starting point. And it's definitely something you should fiddle with, give you a new knowledge. I've messed with quite a few different styles now, and I like this one so far. I'm not going to say the best, but I definitely like it. And my L is too far over, but that's okay. You noticed it, and you guys can complain about it later. And if you didn't notice it, now you did, because I just pointed it out. But that being said, basically get out there and build something for me. Show me some stuff. Send me. You know what? I want people just to send me some video responses on things they're working on right now. Show me what you're working on. I want to see. Maybe I can help you make it better. Give you some ideas. Maybe I can talk you through something, or help you out with something. Or if there's something that you're really not sure about, and you want to learn more about it, pop it over to me. Give me a question. Leave a question down underneath. I'll read it. If it's something that I think I can do, I'll sit down and I'll fiddle with it, figure it all out, and maybe make a video directed straight for you, and give you some credit for the idea, and go from there. Like I'm saying, this is a lot of fun. I'm having a good time learning and teaching. So I'm hoping you're all having fun and you're enjoying this series, and the Feed the Beast is doing really well. But mostly I want you to stay safe and have fun and build something. Well, this is Chris. See ya.